In this After Effects tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a swirly abstract background that you can use in videos. And this will show you how to use simple expressions like the time expression, so you don't have to animate all the different properties of fractal noise and turbulent displacement. This is a very easy way to add in motion to an abstract animated background without having to keyframe all properties. So let's get started. First, I'm going to make a new composition. 1920 by 1080 is fine, along with a frame rate of 60. Next, I'll make a new solid by going Layer, New, Solid. It doesn't matter what color this solid is, and I'll just press OK. Now that I have a solid, I can go to Effects and Presets. In the Effects and Presets window, I'm going to type Fractal Noise. Then I'll drag Fractal Noise onto the clip. Once I have fractal noise, you'll notice on the playhead, nothing happens. That means we have to change some of the settings. So if I click and drag on evolution, you notice that it changes. But what I can do, instead of evolution, I can have different things happen. I can use an expression to change that rather than keyframing it. So for example, at evolution, if I type 0.0 at the beginning, and then I click the stopwatch on evolution, then I can hold Alt or Option and then click, and it gives me an expression. So here on evolution, I can type time times 15. So this will take the time in the video and times 15, and then it will continue to add the evolution. So now if I press play and then I stop, you'll notice that now the evolution is at 34. So this will continue to change as I go through the video by me typing just a simple expression, time times 15. And we can change the rate. So if you wanted it to go faster, I could make this times 30. And now this is going to change much faster. But I think I'm going to go back to 15. There's many other options you can do. One thing with fractal noise is changing the contrast. So we can increase the contrast. This will help different effects later. And then there's different noise types. So you can have a spline noise, or you can have soft linear or linear, as well as the actual fractal type. So you can make it swirly. You can make it cloudy. You can make it smeary. I like this one here because it kind of makes like a marble or organic feeling to the fractal. There are many different ways you can do this, and you can also keyframe in between the different types of fractals. We can change the size and the complexity of the fractal. So under transform, we can change the scale. We can also change the rotation. So here we have the fractal moving, but what if we want to actually change the rotation? We can do the same thing in the beginning by holding Option and this keyframe, and then type time times 5. So now we have the fractal is rotating as well. If that's too much rotation, you can slow it down. So we can do times, let's say 1.2. So now we have a slower rotation. It just gives that little bit of extra movement. And what's really nice is we can do the same thing for XY coordinates. So here we have offset turbulence. If I click Option or Alt on the stopwatch, let's go back to the first frame, then click Alt or Option. Here I can type X equals time times 12. And then if I scroll up so we can see what's going on here, and then I can go Y equals time times 15. And then I can do square bracket X comma Y. And in After Effects expressions, we need to add semicolons at the end of these lines. And now it'll work fine. So now it's saying that the X dimension should be time times 12, and the Y dimension should be time times 15, and then use XY for this property of evolution. So now we have the rotation and the offset turbulence. So we're moving the frame all over the place as it's going. So now we have a really nice fractal that's moving. And of course, we could continue to add this time to other different properties, which is kind of fun. But let's go ahead and add more effects to this. So I'm going to twirl up Fractal Noise. Then over in Effects and Presets, I'm going to type Colorama. Colorama is a great way to add color. It uses the grayscale of an image. So then I can go to the output cycle and I can pick a preset. For this one, I'm going to pick Fire because it gives this kind of lava magma-y look to this. And of course, I could change the amount and contrast in my fractal noise, and it's going to affect the colors of this. But I want it to be more swirly. So once again, in Effects and Presets, I'm going to type Turbulent, and then we're going to do Turbulent Displace. So now I have it all swarmy and smeary. And we can also use the displacement amount. So I can increase this displacement amount to really have it be swirly and turbulent. Then once again, on this offset turbulence, remember this is under the turbulent displace, I can hold Alt or Option on the stopwatch, and then I can do X equals time times 12, semicolon, and then Y equals time times 13, semicolon, then square bracket X comma Y. And so now I have the turbulent displace is also moving across the image. And so we really start to have a lot of different things happening all at one time. We could also make these negative numbers if you wanted it to go the other way. So that can be a great way to have opposing movement. So one movement going one way and the other movement going the other way. So hopefully you can use these expression of time. This works on most effects. So you can have something change and you only have to type in a keyframe expression at the beginning, and then you basically just change the rate of something that's changing. So this is sometimes easier, especially for animations that are going to go for a long time. So you don't have to keyframe the entire time and you just have this continual progression. Hopefully you can make some abstract backgrounds with the time expression in After Effects.